HVAC split unit for a heating and air conditioning unit for a residential home. Mostly either a heat pump or gas furnace. Question: when one decides to take the superheat or the subcooling, one needs to find the temperature of the line set. First off, to address what is a line set. A line set is just a fancy name for a couple copper pipes. The larger one normally has insulation covered on the copper pipe to hold it in. The smaller line, this would be your low pressure line, this would be your high pressure line. Question: if you have the digital gauges, and then you have these, I'm not certain what the terminology are, but simply put, they're just like a set of clamps, and they clamp onto the pipe. So you've got one on the high pressure side, one on the low pressure to assess the temperature, and then on the plug-in side, on the meter side, there's a little plug-in here, and this simply plugs it in. So this temperature goes back and will read off of your digital meters. So you may not be able to do this with the digital meter. Now, if someone would leave this in the comments, the laser temperature thingummy on the laser temperature, if that's the case, question is, if you just took the laser and beamed it here and picked up the temperature, what would be the temperature? But the way to do this is simply you clamp it on here, and then you take it and put your other one and clamp it on here, and it's just it's kind of in the middle. It's somewhat spring loaded, so it clamps and it holds tautly, and then it will give you the temperature of your low pressure line, and then it will also give you the temperature of your high pressure line. So, and this will read out on your digital gauges, so you will be able to see the liquid line temperature and the suction line temperature. And then your digital gauges, often they calculate the superheat and subcooling for you. However, if you don't have digital gauges and you have a little meter that one of these could plug into, you may have to do it one at a time if you did it with a multimeter. If your multimeter reads temperatures, I think this may plug into one. Don't quote me on this, but this may plug into the digital meter, so you could take the temperature one at a time. With the digital meters, you can take the temperature both simultaneously, and it will pre-calculate it for you, so it's very simple. So but this temperature here will go back, it will give you a reading, and then it will calculate the numbers, but you may want to write the temperature down. On the other side, you may want to write the temperature down there, and then from that point of view, you would be able to calculate your superheat and subcooling, plug it into a formula. Now, this would kind of be redundant with the digital meters, because your digital meters, if calibrated properly, will may calculate it for you, so you don't have to go through all the steps 1, 2, 3 to calculate it. But if you took the temperature and you didn't have a digital meter, you could take that temperature, or you could also take the temperature if you wanted to do a little test run, and then connect the digital gauges and take the line temperature, and then you take your gauge temperature, and then you calculate it and compare and contrast. But these clamps here clamp onto the high pressure and the low pressure line to give you a temperature of your line set of your heating and air conditioning. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.